Hello friends, being an experienced IELTS instructor, I constantly try to make useful videos for the IELTS students. I always think that several IELTS learners will benefit greatly by watching my videos. Therefore, I request the IELTS students to watch my videos repeatedly to achieve a good band score in the IELTS exam.
Hello friends, I am Syed, an experienced IELTS instructor. I made this YouTube video. At the same time, the script for this IELTS video was also written by me. Cambridge IELTS Book 10, Reading Test 3. Reading Passage 1. The title of this passage is The Context, Meaning and Scope or Tourism. This is a list of some uncommon words in this reading passage and the proper meanings of these uncommon words. Primitive implies very old or ancient. Set out implies start a journey. Traverse implies travel. Conviction implies belief or faith. Religious conviction implies a strong belief about religion. Aristocrat implies a person who has high social rank. Distinctly implies definitely or clearly. Phenomenon implies event or incident or occurrence. Advent implies arrival. Subsequent implies later. Distinctly implies noticeably or specifically. Expansion implies increase or extension. Segment implies part or piece or section. Entity implies thing or body. Profound implies significant or deep. Obscure implies unclear. Amorphous implies shapeless or formless. Underestimate implies miscalculate or undervalue. Cambridge IELTS Book 10, Reading Test 3. Reading Passage 2. The title of this passage is Autumn Leaves. This is a list of some uncommon words in this reading passage and the proper meanings of these uncommon words. Fall implies autumn season. Captivating implies extremely interesting or attractive or fascinating. Puzzle implies difficult to understand or confuse or perplex. Decline implies decrease or reduce. Strategy implies plan or policy. Precious implies costly or valuable. Dismantle implies disconnect or disassemble or detach. Ship implies send. Twig implies a small, thin branch of a tree. Depleted implies decreased or reduced. Unmasking implies disclosing or revealing. Newly minted implies newly made. Herbivore implies a creature that eats only plants, such as grass, leaves, etc. Duller implies less bright. Presumably implies probably. Flaw implies fault or mistake. Plausible implies credible or believable. Exquisitely implies beautifully. Hue implies color. Disposal implies settlement or adjustment. Overexposure implies excessive exposure which can be sometimes very harmful. Redundant implies unnecessary. Infestation implies a large number of animals and insects that carry disease. Pigment implies color. Vivid implies bright or colorful. Salvage implies save or recover or rescue. Cambridge IELTS Book 10, Reading Test 3. Reading Passage 3. The title of this passage is Beyond the Blue Horizon. This is a list of some uncommon words in this reading passage and the proper meanings of these uncommon words. Archipelago implies a group of small islands. Ancestor implies forefather. Derelict implies abandoned or deserted. Livestock implies domesticated animals raised on a farm for profit like cow, goats, sheep, etc. Descendant implies a person who is related to you and who lives after you, such as your child or grandchild. Ancestor implies a person who was in someone's family in past times. Cemetery implies graveyard or burial ground. Invoke implies mention. Thrust implies push. Nagging implies complaining or criticizing. Stubborn question implies a question that is difficult to answer. Canoe implies a small, narrow boat. Distinguish implies separate or differentiate. Eastward implies movement toward the east. Sail out implies start a journey by boat or ship. Seafarer implies a person who works in the ship or crew members of a ship. Eternity implies time without end or time that never ends. Backstop implies a person or thing that serves as a support or safeguard. Assumption implies guess. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel to get more fruitful videos in the upcoming days. You are also requested to write positive comments, like and share the video. Thank you very much for watching this video.